All right, looks like we're back. How's everything look? Hopefully we're back on track here, you guys. All right, you guys, looking good, way better. Okay, awesome. So let's continue. So what I've got in my handpiece now is our X-Cut carbide. So a carbide bit is, and the one that I'm using is a coarse. So a carbide is designed to shave down product, okay? So as you're working, a carbide bit is going to take down the bulk of your product much quicker than what a sanding band would do. A sanding band is designed to do just what it says, sand down the nail. If we tried to use this bit to take down the bulk of this nail, it's going to take us a long time. It's probably going to cause a lot of heat on the nail, so we switch over to that X-Cut carbide. Now we do have the safety bit coarse, and what that is, it's the same exact bit as the X-Cut carbide, it just has that rounded top. So if you are new to doing nails, you may feel a little bit more comfortable with that rounded top up by the cuticle especially, versus using that little bit more of an edge, okay? So either one of those bits is gonna work great. We're gonna turn our speed up to about 15,000 RPMs, maybe about 14, 15 since we're using gel. So gel doesn't need as much filing normally as acrylic. It's a little bit of an easier file than acrylic, okay? We're gonna turn our speed on, like I said, to about 14, 15,000 RPMs. And we're gonna start on this nice extra long nail. We're gonna start by just straightening out those sidewalls. Let me turn a little bit on the side so you can see a little better. So again, I'm just pulling my bit straight down the left side, and then I'm gonna push straight back up the right side. So that's going to help me to straighten out those sides. And you guys notice I don't start from all the way down here. I'll start just a little farther up, so that way it doesn't catch on that kind of that point. Now once I have my sidewalls kind of shaped in a little bit, then I'll come and I'll pull straight down and lighten up my pressure, so I'm barely just touching that free edge, and then I can push back. So just to kind of help clean up all the way around there and get that shape in, okay? We're gonna turn the nail on the side now. We're gonna look from that side. We're gonna come up around the cuticle area, and we're gonna thin and taper down that cuticle. Notice I'm still keeping my bit parallel to that product, just like we were talking about earlier. I'm not angling that up and using the corner of the bit. I'm just keeping that parallel, but it is at a slight downward angle. All this is doing is that's tapering my product, so again, nice and thin at that cuticle area and still leaving a little bit of that thickness at my arch, okay? Again, around that cuticle area. Now, at this point, our cuticle area is nice and thinned out. I'm gonna look just like I'm showing you guys from this view. I'm gonna work down the arch of my nail. Now, here's something that I do wanna point out. I'm actually gonna turn my E-file off. So because we're doing such a long nail, I'm actually going to adjust my bit a little bit. If you guys take a look, as I'm working down the barrel or down the arch view, when I get to about here, I can't get the proper angle this way because my handpiece is bumping into that free edge. So what I need to do is I actually need to open my handpiece up, move that bit out just a little bit more, and that way I'll be able to flow all the way down the length of that nail without that handpiece bumping in, okay? So let's turn our speed on. We're gonna come right down the center of the nail, and I'm not coming all the way from side to side. I'm just working right down the center, and you can come from the center all the way down to this side here, but if you start to bring that bit all the way over, and do you see how it kind of disappears behind that product? More times than not, what's going to happen is you're going to catch that skin and it's going to kind of wrap around, okay? So make sure that you're staying just right through the top arch. And you guys, if you take a look from this view, I always like to show, this is, let me turn that off. This is the view that this is the place where I'm positioning my bit. So from the center, working out to the side, okay? I'm not trying to come all the way across the nail. So again, we're going to be working from this view, and the reason that we work from this view is because this is how I can see exactly how thick my nail should be. Do you see how I'm tapering this in a little bit more at that free edge, taking down that bulk on the free edge, and then I can build up to that highest point of my arch. If I were looking at the nail this way and trying to file from this direction, I can't tell how thick this nail is. I can't tell if I have enough product here or here or here. The only way I can tell that is from that side view. So that's why we work from this view first. Once we have our arch placed in there, you see how now I've got a nice thin taper at our cuticle, right up to our highest point in our apex, and then flowing back down to our free edge. Once we've got that, then I can turn and I'll look at this nail from down the barrel. So now I'm looking from this view, and I'm just going to pull myself, and that's going to take down the bulk from both of these sides and give me a little more contour. Okay, it's going to thin that out, taper that down. I'm not going to work a whole lot right through that arch because I just cut that in from that side view. Okay, so now we're just going to pull down those sides, taper that product down, contour that down, and then once I have everything even, then I generally will go through the whole nail just to make sure everything kind of flows together. Okay. One thing I forgot to show you guys, since we cleaned up those lower arches in our application, I didn't show you how to clean those up with the E-file. So on the side, if you have product hanging down, you can use that bit and just kind of push back. I'm basically making contact and pushing back. I'm not using a lot of pressure. Same thing on the other side. On this side, I'm going to pull down. And again, I don't have a lot to remove, so I'm not using a lot of pressure at all. Now, I do have a little bit more product kind of up into this corner. I'm not going to worry about that at this point. That I'm going to come in and clean up with my hand file. But let me just kind of dust that off so you can see. I don't want to try to get all the way up in there with my electric file because that's getting a little bit close to her skin. Okay, so we're going to switch our bit now. Are we blurring again? Are we freezing? Can't see. Blurry. All right, you guys. We'll give it a second. See if it'll calm down. But if we need to switch out and we need to restart, we'll go ahead and do that. You guys, I don't know what's going on here. All right, I'm gonna keep going until my moderators tell me to restart. But I am switching over to my sanding band and turning my speed down a little bit. You know what, crystal glitter bug? Let's see if it's the dust collector. Maybe that is what's doing it. We'll see. And we'll come back up around that cuticle area, tapering that in, and then we're just going to flow through all of those same things. All right. You guys, moderators, let me know if we need to restart. You guys, sometimes as the camera is focusing, as I'm moving and kind of working, sometimes that does happen, that it does a little bit blurred out. So bear with us. Sometimes it's just that little bit of interference. But okay, looks like we're good now. All right, fantastic. We'll keep going. So again, just following those same motions that we were using before to just kind of taper in that nail. Again, if I needed to, anything in that lower arch, I think we're good there. And I think we're good on that lower arch too. All right, I'm gonna grab my hand file. We will file this out. We're gonna straighten out our sidewalls. Keep those nice and straight on the edges there. And you guys, as I'm filing, especially when I'm working with longer nails like this, I really want to make sure that I'm putting pressure on both sides so that I can keep both sides nice and straight. So pressure on my right side, pressure with my file on the left side. Okay, straighten those out. We're going to turn that finger on the side. We're going to straighten out that lower arch to make sure that that comes straight out with that natural nail. Coming straight out. And same thing on the other side. And this again, you guys, that little piece that was kind of hanging down there, I'm going to make sure to get that. Now, you guys, what I don't want to do is put my file in at an angle here. Okay, I don't want to try to come in from here. I want to make sure that I'm keeping that file straight in line with that finger, and I'm going to come underneath that little hanging part back there, and that's just going to start to bring that right up to that lower arch and nice and straight out. Okay, so you guys always make sure that you're never going in at an angle like that. You're never trying to cut into that corner. Always come straight out. Okay. All right, we're gonna just come around that cuticle area, and actually, you guys, I'm gonna grab that e-file one more time. I still have a little bit of a kind of a corner right here that I'm gonna be able to get that a little bit better with my electric file than with my hand file. So I just wanted to clean that up just a little bit more. You guys, you can always go back to your e-file or switch to your hand file. Whatever tool is going to help you do the best job possible, that's what you want to be working with. Okay, I'm just going to come around that cuticle area, taper everything, contour everything. Same thing on my other side, around that cuticle area, making sure everything is nice and flush down to that natural nail. And then, actually, I'm going to come back out here a little bit. I'm going to just bring that file up and over that nail, so I'm kind of coming up at a kind of a rounded file. I'm not just going flat on that nail. I want to taper in those sides so that everything is nice and rounded. Same thing on the right side, kind of up and around. And then we're going to look from the side view. And you guys see how nice and kind of thin and tapered our free edge is right up to our arch. I'm just going to come through kind of, and you guys, let me turn this a little bit more so you can see. My file is at a slight angle, so I'm not filing on the surface of that arch, okay? I'm not filing that apex out. I'm basically just tapering in that free edge just a little bit more, just to make sure everything is nice and contoured, okay? All right, you guys, if you're still with me, make sure you hit that subscribe button. We are on the home stretch. You guys toughed it out with all the challenges, but thank you so much. We appreciate that. So hit that subscribe button if you haven't already while we are finishing our nail. And I just turn this nail around so that I can see from my client's view. I want to make sure that everything looks nice and straight, nice and even. I'm going to clean up that free edge, and then we're going to look backwards down the barrel of this nail. So we're going to just kind of look from this view. I'm going to just float my file right through that whole nail, keeping that file in motion, okay? A lot of times we like to do kind of filing in one direction here from this view, but what that does is every time we file like that, that puts a flat spot. So if we keep that file in motion, that's going to give us that really nice contoured, nice smooth finish, okay? And you guys, I'm kind of looking, let me adjust this here. So I'm kind of looking from all different angles. I'm angling the finger up and down so that I can see all the way through the length of that extension. And I know everything is how I want my shape. So let's finish that shape to a nice stiletto-y point. All right, and we're just gonna look one last time straight down the barrel. I'm going to just check, make sure that my lower arches are nice and even. Just following through all the way underneath there. Okay. I think we are ready for our finishing touches, but we're not quite at the top coat point just yet. We've got those striper gels to work with. So I'm just going to dust off that nail. Crystal Glitter Bug, calm down. We're not top coating just yet. I know you're excited, but we've got that one little added touch here, one more added touch. And we're gonna grab our striper paints. And you guys, I think I'm gonna stick with black today, but like I was saying, you can use the gold, you can use silver, and you can use white, whichever one you wanna work with. We're gonna go for a little bit more of a bold design here today. So I'm gonna cleanse my nail back with our swipe, and I'm gonna put a little bit of that on my brush. Now, could you leave the nail like this with just a top coat over it? Absolutely. It would be a gorgeous design just on its own like that. Give you kind of the teaser look. But we're going to add a little bit of a added texture, added dimension. So we're going to go back with another coat of our protein bond. And I'm going to put that on that whole nail. Oops, sorry guys. I'm a little off camera there. Come back here, put that on the whole nail, And you guys, what the protein bond does is this is going to really have kind of that good added insurance that our top coat is going to adhere really well. We're not going to have any chipping or anything like that. But also on a clear nail, it helps to kind of hide some of those scratches. So do you see how you can still see that there's a little texture in there? But that protein bond fills in those scratches, so when we do our top coat, it's going to be beautiful and look like glass, okay? It's not going to show those little scratches. So we're going to grab our stain-resistant top coat. I know you guys always see me use the ultimate finish, but we're going to do a little bit more of a marble look on our nail. So we're going to take our stain-resistant top coat, and we're going to polish on a nice even coat. I don't want, as Greg would say, I want a healthy amount. I don't want too thin, but I don't want it flowing down the sides or anything like that. I did get just a tiny little bit right off the edge, so make sure I clean that up. And then we're going to go in with our striper paint. And you guys, our striper paint, I want to make sure to take that brush out, run the top part around, or kind of that stem around the bottle, and then wipe out that extra paint. Okay, we're going to draw in, and again, you guys, our top coat isn't cured yet, but we're just going to draw in just kind of a little marble look right into our design. And that the stain-resistant top coat is going to start to work kind of like a blooming gel would. So it's going to help to kind of blend our little black lines here and get those to kind of fade out a little bit and marble out. Okay, so we're just going to kind of wait on that a little bit. You can kind of help it along if you want, but you see how now it's just kind of fading out a little bit. If you feel like you need to, let me grab my tile here. You can use your brush, your gel brush, and clean that out. Actually, well, let me grab a different tile here. I want one that's nice and clean. So again, I'm going to clean out my brush. If I need to, if I feel like I want to a little bit, I can kind of tap into those lines, get that to kind of fade out a little bit more, marble out a little bit more, however you want that design to look. Just kind of make those a little bit more of a smoky look. Okay, I'm kind of liking that, you guys. What do you think? Are we liking that? All right, I think I like that. So I'm going to get that into the light, and we're going to, oops, sorry guys, we're going to set this into place for maybe another 30 seconds or so, okay? So again, you guys, you can use that black, you can use the gold. I'll show you guys what colors I've got here. The gold, the silver, or the white. And so just depending on what you want your design to look like, again, we've got that gold color. You could add that in. You could add the silver in, or you could add the white, whichever one you like. Actually, when I was kind of testing out this design, I started with the white, and I actually really liked the white. It gave it a little bit more of a softer look. But then I put the black on, and I was like, ooh, I really like how that kind of just pops. So it gives it a little bit more of that stone kind of a look. All right, you guys, it is now time for, you know what, our top coat. So go ahead and start our top coat chant in the chat. If you are new to our channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button first of all. But if you are new to our channel and are not sure what that top coat chant is anytime we go into our top coat, we do a little top coat, top coat, top coat chant in the chat. So it just kind of gets you excited to see the final look. And I'm just finishing this nail with our ultimate finish. You could have done another coat of that stain resistant top coat or whatever top coat you prefer. But our ultimate finish is a nice, quick, easy top coat to use. It is going to cure in a full 60 seconds in the light, and it is a tack-free top coat. So once it's cured out, it's not going to have any tacky finish to it. And all right, so our nail is in the light. Again, I'm just going to put it in for that 30 seconds to kind of set that into place and freeze it into place. But you guys, let me tell you, while that's curing, actually, you know what? Let's flip around. There you guys are. I always like to see you guys from time to time, and you guys can see me, and we kind of connect a little bit better here. But you guys, just a couple of announcements. We do have our Black Friday sale coming up soon. It is going to be starting on November 6th at 9 o'clock Pacific time, so 9 a.m. Pacific time. And if you want an extra 5% off, you guys, everything is going to be at least 30% off to begin with, but we got some other deals. We got mystery boxes coming out. But if you guys want an extra 5% off, this is the only way that you're going to get the extra 5% off is you have to text us. And our number is, and get a pen, get a paper, maybe our moderators can get this into the chat, but you have to text us at 714-274-7323. Okay, so text us, and the day before the sale, we will send out the codes that day. So the day before the sale, we'll send out the codes so you can get that extra 5% off, okay? So you guys, at least 30% off. We've got some great bundle deals. We've got a ton of new product launches. We've got some mystery boxes. You guys are gonna love it. So November 6th is the sale start, so make sure you, let's see, Jose is putting it on their calendar. Definitely put it on their calendar. So you guys, let me flip back around and I will show you our final look. Show you that gorgeous stone marble style of a stiletto nail. So you guys, hopefully you enjoyed our design today. Thank you so much for sticking out our challenges with technology. But hopefully you guys will try out this design with that honey opal gel or with other gels and give it a shot, see what you come up with. But you guys, if you do use this design as your inspo and you post it on your social media, make sure you tag Young Nails with it so that we can see what you're doing and we can share your design as well. So you guys, thank you so much for joining us today. We will be back again, I believe, on Wednesday. But also, you guys, if you text us, we can always let you know when we are going live. So text us YN Live, all one word, and we will send you notifications. But make sure you subscribe, set those notifications as well, and we will see you guys next time. Thank you, everyone.